Okay, character introductions. Anybody want to go first?
I am Kai, and I'm playing Rainer Aranda. The hero name is Dr. Akka. They are the brain. As far as their look goes, I'm just going to go quickly down the list. They're 16 years old. Rainer uses she, her, and they, them pronouns. Androgynous is how they look. They are Caucasian. They're short but skinny, and they actually have artificial limbs. It's actually nanotech. It's fleshy, but it's nanotech legs and arms. They typically are wearing geeky toward like band shirts or anime shirts or things like that. But it's typically casual clothing. And when they're in their costume, it is a power morphed exosuit. It is a nanotech exosuit that is reminiscent of Super Sentai costumes.
Tell us a bit more about your backstory.
The backstory asks, how did I first reveal my quote-unquote genius to my friends and family? It was revealed at a very young age, 3 or 4, as they were actually taking apart computers and programming and making programs to control their house at that age, like smart homes. They were doing that at age 3 and 4.
That's kind of terrifying. I love it.
Channel original movie, Smart Home.
Oh,
I
you
love
stole
that
my
movie.
joke.
That movie was so good.
It was such a good movie.
I was going to claim that Rainer was the inspiration for it.
Yes. The next question is, why did you decide to use your intellect for the benefit of others? I'm going to say around age 12, when the accident that caused them to become a quote-unquote hero happened. That was around age 12. After a long recovery period, and I'll go into what the accident was in a little while, they decided to use their abilities, their smarts, to manipulate the morphing force, which is the same powers that Dark Rider, Iblis, and the Rider family use to power into their suits. They figured out a way to manipulate that to gain their own suit and to fight crime and stop what they created. The next question is, what accident or misfire taught you a sense of humility or responsibility? This accident that caused their shame. That's their whole thing. It destroyed their limbs, and they're wanting to correct that. Maybe not gain their limbs back because they've already got it, but long story short. Who helped you realize you need other people? It would be their mom, who it was a strong force in their life. And they were hospitalized shortly before the accident with a very aggressive form of cancer due to the research. I apologize. Due to the research they were performing for Saber into the morphing force. And then, of course, the last question is, why do you care about your team? I don't know the team yet, so we'll get there eventually.
So questions for Rainer. Tell us about the accident.
So the accident was Rainer at age 12 attempting to use the research that their mom was doing into the morphing force to actually cure their cancer. Cure their mother's cancer, because they felt that Saber was not doing enough to do this. What happened is they definitely tapped into the morphing force, but they did so in a way that was quite explosive. It is a direct cause of their shame, and basically destroyed Rainer's limbs, arms, and legs. And then they were hospitalized for a year or so, where they actually assisted the medical personnel in recreating their limbs using nanotech, which is one of the things that they have great knowledge in. And, of course, gained complete ability to use their arms and legs. And that's the accident.
Cool. And you mentioned that your mother had cancer. Is she still around?
No, sadly, she is not.
And since you are the brain, do you go to school? Are you in high school? Or are you like already too cool for that in college?
They've actually already graduated college. I would say are not working for Saber, but are most definitely consulting with Saber.
And so I have one more question for Rainer. Tell us about your shame.
Rainer's shame is when they caused the accident, they actually strengthened the dark, the morphing force. This is a little bit of explanation how the morphing force works. The morphing force is like a yin and yang, almost always perfectly in balance. And the accident, or what they did to cause the accident, actually strengthened the dark side of the morphing force and gave it sentience.
How does that sentience like manifest?
Currently, as far as they know, it's manifested in what they believe to have made Dark Rider Iblis much stronger, and may be actually influencing events around the city in regards to the Rider family line.
Moon Harbor Extended is part of the Icy New Year Presents network and is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth. Anthony can be found on Twitter at Icy New Year or at icynewyear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. She can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter or TPHuth94 on Instagram. Days Errant is GM by Elliot Peterson. She can be found at Elliot Elin on Twitter. Chunta is played by me, Anthony Sheets. Rainer is played by Kaido Kane. Kaido is a Twitch personality and loves their 3 mischievous cats. You can find them at The Versian on Twitter and as Kaido Kane on twitch.tv. Solar Flare is played by Courtney. You can find her on Twitter at Adramadam. Velveteen is played by T. Huth. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music from this issue is Call to Adventure by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. Word of mouth and 5-star reviews are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out on patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus episodes each month. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.